Hello and welcome to another video. This time we are a duo because there are certain topics where it's maybe better or more fun to have a dialogue about it.
Yeah.
And for this video we chose maybe a bit of a not really negative topic, but more of a critical look at some bands that, based on our taste, we should like or we expected to like, but then when we listen to them we somehow never really got into them. So each of us chose 3 bands or 3 artists, and we're going to talk about them. And yeah, by the way, Stefan Riedelsteiner from Stefan Riedelsteiner Experience.
Murdoch from Murdoch's Music Minute.
Yeah, that's me, not in real life. My name's not Murdoch, but here.
And my name is not
here
Experience. I'm not.
Oh, it isn't?
No. No.
I'm shocked.
So,
okay.
Who starts?
Yeah, would you like to step into maybe the hot seat or?
I once did a video like that 3
Okay.
years ago, so I'm not going to repeat all the bands that I talked about back then. Well, because even back then the concept was very similar to our concept, that it's not like going for the easy ones like Nickelback or something
So
like
this
that.
is not about bands that we hate in general.
Because it's not about bands that we hate because they deserve to be hated. This is about bands that we would like to love or like, and maybe certain aspects we do like. We tried out, we wanted to like them. They're up our alley. They're to our taste, or they should be.
But then they're not.
But we still don't like them. And I don't like, and that was also in my video 3 years ago, Prefab Sprout.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You told me.
I can't stand them. I can't stand them. I want to like them. You know, I like their album covers.
It grieves me, but yeah, I have to accept it.
I like
the experience.
I like their album covers. I like what they stand for. When I'm reading or listening to people, you know, critiquing them, you know, reviewing them, I think so. Wow, that's all I want about everything I like about music. That's here. The songwriting genius, Paddy McAloon, who's like a nerd and also a great singer who wants to be a pop star, but also is intellectual. Musicians who can play their instruments, but aren't like prog. You know, and it's 80s pop. I should really like it. And I don't. I really don't like it.
But that's a perfect choice from you now, because based on what I know about your musical taste, I would have thought that you really like them.
I have 2 albums by them, and I think those are 2 most beloved albums. So it's not like I bought the stinkers and I was disappointed. No, I have Steve McQueen and From Here to Langley Park or whatever it's called. And there's one song on those 2 albums that I like. And it's one of the big hits from the Langley Park album, Cars and Girls.
Cars and Girls.
And I like that song. But it's a bit atypical. It's not like the other songs don't sound like it. I think it's to me it sounds so boring and sterile and too clean. I know they went for this cleanness.
Pop thing,
and I usually like some of that, or even I would say I like most of that kind of genre. The usual suspects of that genre. But you know, I can't find the soul in it. I don't find the soul in it. And then I listened to a comeback album that they did like 20 or 30 years ago when it came out, around the time it came out, and I really hated it. I really thought it was also so schmaltzy and kitschy to me.
Sometimes they can get a little bit on the corny or cheesy side.
And I also don't like that all those intellectuals and indie nerds and record collectors, they're all like, whoa, we have this special knowledge about this intellectual great band. And to me they sound so schmaltzy and middle of the road, so that's why I don't...
I don't like everything by them. I don't know anything by them, but I still think Steve McQueen I really love that album. I think
I like the album cover. I think it's one of the best album covers of all time.
Okay.
But that's all. And I like the album title because I like Steve McQueen, the actor. I like what it stands for. I like the concept of everything regarding the album title and the artwork. But
then
I
the
just don't like the
doesn't
music.
fulfill the expectations. Okay.
And I don't think the actor Steve McQueen would have liked that album.
No, not at all. It's
It's not his.
It's an album
his
that
kind
really
of
doesn't sound
vibe.
anything like Steve McQueen, at least not in my mind.
Yeah.
But that's probably the ironic twist about it. Okay.
What's your first choice?
Yeah, my first choice is I would consider myself an indie rock fan, but maybe I'm not because I don't really get into My Bloody Valentine.
Me too.
Ah, okay.
I don't have them on my list, but I share those sentiments.
Okay.
I think.
Yeah. I mean, the front runners or maybe the great innovators of shoegaze or noise rock, and I listened to their debut album, Isn't Anything, and of course to Loveless, and both these albums, it's not that I dislike them while I'm listening to them,
but nothing sticks.
Right.
Sticks.
Whenever the album finished, and I really re-listened to Loveless just before I came here, just to remind myself. Whenever the album is finished, I can't remember anything about it, and that's not what I'm looking for in music.
Yeah, Loveless is the only album that I ever listened to them because
every critic loves it.
It's like
everybody says it's one of the best
their big
indie albums ever, or shoegaze albums, whatever.
It's like the big one, and I thought when I don't like this album, I don't even need to listen to the other album.
I think the songwriting is half baked. It's
Yeah,
aimless, and I don't mind noise.
Me
But
too.
when they get noisy, I even think it's not extreme enough. And when there is a little bit of tune, I don't think the tunes are very interesting. So I never got into it.
And I don't mind like soundscapes and other things they are all about. I'm not against that. But for example, I like Spaceman 3. If you know them. They're much more edgier version, I would say, of My Bloody Valentine, and I like that.
A little bit more psychedelic.
Yeah, more psychedelic and more out there.
Okay.
Even.
Yeah.
So I don't know. So I can or I could like something like that, but Loveless did do nothing for me.
Yeah.
I'm loveless.
Me
or
neither.
loveless.
Yeah. Or indifferent actually. Yeah, that's maybe worse.
Yeah. They should have called the album
music that is
Indifferent.
quite indifferent. So that's my choice number one.
Yeah. Is it not? Yeah, I had preferred also my choice number 2. You know, I've written down 4, but maybe I skip the next on my list because I don't want to break your heart completely after Prefab Sprout.
You can. Your coffee is so good.
I think I will just say the name of the group because it's just 3 letters, and then I don't elaborate on it because I don't want to break your heart because I know you're a big fan of it. XTC. You know that I don't like XTC.
You mentioned it.
I mentioned it repeatedly, but I don't really want to,
Actually, you mentioned very strong dislike, actually, of that.
I hate them. But I should like them. That's why they fit in this video. They, all their contemporaries, in the previous video we talked about post-punk and art punk, and we talked about bands like Gang of Four and Wire, and I think most people who like Gang of Four and Wire also would like Ecstasy, at least the early Ecstasy.
Maybe.
And Beatle fans often like Ecstasy, they often like the
later 80s,
albums, the 80s Beatles, I don't like anything.
I even once went to Swindon to an Ecstasy fan gathering.
Are they from Swindon?
They're from Swindon, yeah.
Okay.
So, but could you maybe just briefly still elaborate a little bit on what it is or can you pinpoint it, or is it just something vague?
That's what I said. I just wanted to get it out and say Ecstasy, and it's not really my second pick because I don't want to
because
I
know
into you.
I
think the next group with the next group, that's my real second pick is the next group, and I don't know what you think about them. So it's not. I'm not really on purpose trying to. Get under
because I know
skin.
some people who don't like Ecstasy, either they say it's the vocals, especially Andy Partridge.
It's everything. I don't like the vocals.
Too goofy for them, or it's that kind of forced smart ass songwriting, which is maybe a bit too clever for. Yeah, I don't know.
Those are all aspects that I don't like about them, and they're too. I'm talking about them. They're too cold for me.
Oh, okay.
There's not much warmth in the music. I think again. I don't. I need something for the soul. It's soul music, And
yeah,
it's,
it's more like, look how clever we can play with pop formulas.
Cold Englishman. Cynical Englishman.
Cynical, yeah, maybe sometimes. Yeah, there's an underlying aggression. On the early Ecstasy albums, it's actually quite
And my real
aggressive.
second pick now is the mother of all cynical bands.
Yeah.
And they're definitely too cynical for me, and they're too cold, and all those things. They're too sterile, too cold, too cynical, but they're from America. They're probably the only American band that goes into this direction. It's Steely Dan.
Ooh.
I can't stand Steely Dan. But I should like, I should like them conceptually in a way, because they're like also like smart ass, like pop experts, rock and roll, jazz. I don't like jazz, but they're also like pop and rock nerds, and it's I don't get it. I don't get Steely Dan, and I should like the fun, the fun lyrics, but it's not. It's not funny to me. I don't think they're funny. Do you like Steely Dan?
I don't need Steely Dan in my life at all.
I'm relieved to hear that.
I mean, Ecstasy are actually quite playful compared to what Steely Dan is. Really the epitome of studio perfectionism. I don't care about.
Yeah, I don't care about that. What's your next pick?
Yeah, my next pick is really one of the big classic bands.
The Rolling Stones.
No, not
I know that you don't really.
But
like
I don't really like the Rolling Stones. It's another band from the '60s. I like a lot of '60s music, and
the Birds.
I would be lying if I said I dislike this band, because there are really a couple of songs that
Buffalo
I think are
Springfield.
great, but not so much on I really like to listen to a full album, and it's The Doors.
Oh, okay.
I never really got fully into.
Yeah, I'm
The Doors.
I'm like, sometimes I like them, some songs or albums I like more, but I'm not really a fan of the Doors.
Yeah, as mentioned, I mean, I would be lying if I said I dislike everything by the Doors. Of course, there are some classic songs that I really love, but on a full album, and especially Jim Morrison's whole act and his lyricism doesn't really work for me.
I think Lester Bangs, the music critic, once said that Iggy Pop is an intellectual pretending to be a buffoon, and Jim Morrison is a buffoon pretending to be an intellectual.
Yeah, he's onto something maybe with that quote. And also the music, the sound. There was always something missing for me, and it's not just because they didn't have a bass player. I don't know. It's rock music that doesn't really rock.
In the studio, they had a bass player.
They had, and so.
Yeah, I can understand that. Maybe I like the Doors slightly more than you, because I wouldn't have put them on the list. There are too many songs of theirs that I really like, but I'm definitely not a fan. I'm not a fan of the Doors.
Since my teenage years, friends of mine were big into the Doors.
But I'm surprised.
I used to play in a kind of '60s inspired band, and everybody was a fan of the Doors. We even covered one song, and I always had to say, okay, let's do it. I'm not the biggest fan, but let's play some.
You're right. I'm really surprised that you picked them, because it would really be a typical Murdoch likes this kind of music band. It's really the perfect band for this video.
But it's
you really should like.
They are one of the big '60s classic rock groups that I'm not that fond of.
Yeah, and it's really funny because you like psychedelic music from the '60s, you like garage rock from the '60s. The Doors are like a mix of all that. Okay.
Yeah, doesn't work for me.
I respect your opinion, because I also, I'm not a Doors fan, but I think they're okay, but I think they're overrated. I would say the Doors are definitely overrated, but I like them. So my next and my last, I have two, because I've written down 5.
Okay.
So again, I will make one very short, and the other, one again is a band that you like. So I want to keep it short with this band, because again, I don't want to hurt your feelings. But I think you're a big fan of King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard.
Oh yes, yeah.
I don't get this band, but that's all I want to say about it. But the real band that I should like, but don't like, I don't even know how they are pronounced. Cocteau Twins?
Yeah.
They're a bit like My Bloody Valentine. what you said about My Bloody Valentine, they are for me also like critics' darlings. You know, they're like this Pitchfork group that the people who are influenced by Pitchfork all love. Like with a band with Neutral Milk Hotel. Again, it's also a band I don't understand what people always say about them. It's just that one critic once decided this is like a 10 out of 10 album or band, and then everyone just repeated it, but I don't see the genius in it.
Okay.
And Cocteau Twins is like representative of that, of bands like My Bloody Valentine, Neutral Milk Hotel, all those critic darlings from the early 2000s. And I know that the Cocteau Twins are older than that, and Neutral Milk Hotel too, but it was like around 2000 that those bands, you know, became such a big thing.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
Very interesting.
Do you still have a
I've got my final pick, and let's see how much I'll be in the hot seat with this one, because I think this is an artist that you like quite a bit. I'm not sure. And based on my liking for sometimes dark music and also singer-songwriters.
You like dark music?
Sometimes I do, yeah.
You never made a video about dark music.
I basically should maybe like this artist.
The Cure.
But I absolutely don't. Probably it's, of the three I mentioned, it's my least liked artist. It's Nick Cave.
Oh, okay.
With or without the bad seeds.
I like him. I like Nick Cave.
Nothing speaks to me. Neither his
how many albums and songs do you know?
At home I think we've got 3 albums, one best of.
Okay, that's enough. So
the Murder Ballads, and I think we have or used to have the Boatman's Call. Okay. So I really gave it a try, the big ones. And it just after each song, after 2 minutes, I think I've heard everything he has to say musically, then the song goes on for another 4 minutes.
If you have those 3 albums, you know, 2 of his most classic studio albums plus a best of, and you don't like it, then you won't like anything else.
And I don't like his way of structuring songs, and
I've heard this
sparse arrangements. Nothing really happens musically. I don't know. As probably Nick Cave fans will now hate me or laugh at me for not understanding the genius behind it.
Someone told me something kind of similar half a year ago. Maybe he watches this video, because sometimes he watches my videos. And you know, you don't know him personally, but I think you know about him, the singer of the group Naked Lunch, the Austrian band Naked Lunch. Because
he doesn't like Nick Cave.
He likes Nick Cave.
He likes.
But I was in Rome this summer. Because my girlfriend is such a big Nick Cave fan, and we watched a show in Rome where Nick Cave just plays piano and Colin Greenwood bass, so very minimalist.
Torture for me.
and I quite liked it, and my girlfriend liked it, and then I came home to Vienna, and then I met the singer of Naked Lunch, who was a friend of mine, for a cup of coffee or something, and then I said to him, last week I was in Rome and I watched Nick Cave, it was really great. And then he said, I was at the same concert. I was also in Rome last week, and I saw it too. You know, it's really strange that we didn't meet, because it was like a 1,500 people venue. It was really hard to miss it, but maybe we didn't expect to see the other one. And he said, you know, he's a fan of Nick Cave. But he was so bored by it, because the piano versions without the bands, that was what you just said. It was like
it goes on and on, and there's little dynamics in the music.
Little dynamics. That was what he said, and he said, so without the band, I didn't really like that kind of music.
I can see that.
And I liked it. I really liked the more minimal approach.
A lot of people like Nick Cave, especially women, apparently.
I
mean, singer-songwriter fans, goth fans, punk fans, everybody likes Nick Cave.
First and foremost, women. That's true. I think almost every woman I know that is kind of attractive.
It's his charisma.
Loves Nick Cave. Attractive woman like Nick Cave. Really
I don't like his pathos. I don't know. I don't get it. So that's
That's it.